elected president of SEIU, the local charter here. On Wednesday, December 10th, we received a request to meet and confer. That request came from the CEO's office and Human Resources. SEIU has not engaged in a meet and confer. We have not had time to prepare proposals or submit requests for information. We told administration before Friday's meeting, and at that meeting, that we were not meeting as a meet and confer. They agreed that this was not a meet and confer. If they say they have fulfilled this requirement, they are misleading you. Last Tuesday, you, the board, directed administration to, 1, encourage VTO, 2, to get worker input. Administration did neither. In their meeting on Friday, they discouraged VTO and did not have a plan for worker input. Administration's main proposal was to close the county offices on December 24th, 26th, 31st, and January 2nd. While this may work for many people, others simply can't afford it. 2 days off in 2 periods this time of year without notice or prior budget planning, we can't agree. The county workers understand the gravity of the situation. We are ready to step up and take steps necessary to get through these difficult times. However, we are not willing to be manipulated into what administration unilaterally decides to do. We are asking the board to do several things. Instruct administration to respond to outstanding budget-related requests for information immediately. Instruct administration to conduct the required meet and confer when the unions have their proposals ready. Appoint an ad hoc board committee with representatives from each bargaining unit to review county workers' ideas for cost savings and time off scheduling, and bring proposals back to the board. Many VTO requests are pending information on MTO. People don't want to take VTO off when they're going to be required to take MTO. And number of days have not been determined yet. If people could take VTO now over the holidays and it would be taken into account later with MTO, people would be much more willing to put the VTO request through. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of hours VTO requests out there. For some reason, the CEO's office is resisting VTO. Thank you.
Sir, you do realize we're talking about a stimulus package right now?
That's right.
Okay, all right.
That could have an effect in the community too, these people losing these paychecks, if you want to speak about.
Certainly understand that, and the longer any discussions take, the more you're going to force layoffs instead of MTOs. You do understand that? Okay. Okay.
John McCowan, Ukiah. Mr. Chair, members of the board, I'd like to commend the CEO and yourselves for including the ARC on your list of potential projects. And I think that is the action, to identify potential projects, so it's appropriate to include everything you can think of that might possibly fit the criteria. And then I believe it would be appropriate for the CEO to continue to work with Congressman Thompson's office to make sure that projects actually submitted fit the criteria that are identified, because if we wind up with a lot of projects that don't fit the criteria, then that kind of undercuts the credibility of the list. To the question of what the total number might be for the ARC, 1.5 million would complete the construction of the gymnasium and retire the existing debt on the structure. The board of directors made the decision to go into debt in order to complete the community side of the building, which the Boys and Girls Club's currently utilizing for their programs. So there are additional aspects to the project, like an awning around a portion of the building, a patio, a completion of the landscaping, various other items that I don't call to mind right now. The total number would be approximately 1.85 million, and I can certainly see that the ARC executive director provide the final definitive number to the CEO.
Would it be, would you oppose just a rounded off figure at $2 million?
Well, I think 1.9 would do it.
Okay,
Makes it sound like a bargain. Thank you.
okay, thank you.
I'm Terry Burns, President of Ukiah Valley Medical Center. The emergency room and ICU project that Supervisor Wattenberger mentioned has a $19.6 million price tag attached to it. And that's the number. So we've had it bid and we're ready to move.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burns. Appreciate that. Any other members of the public wishing to speak to proposals or add-ons to the economic stimulus list? Okay, seeing no one come forward, further discussion from the board. Okay, Mr. CEO.
I will check with Congressman Thompson's staff here locally, refine this list, and then I'll prepare a letter for your board chair's signature within the next 2 weeks before we're out of the current term.
Supervisor Pinches.
One final thing, Mr. Chairman. I noticed a figure of $20 million is put in there for our Department of Transportation to upgrade our diesel emission standards on our road equipment out there. I got something in the mail this morning. Supervisor Delbar, when did you go to have your testimony?
You noticed that too, huh?
Yeah.
Postmarked on Friday.
Yeah. Your hearing
Before the
was,
vote was even taken.
yeah, they put out the State Air Resources Board put out this brochure. It was put out saying that the State Air Resources Board adopted a new regulation. They put this out and had it printed before they had the meeting.
It wasn't just printed, it was in the mail.
Yeah, it was mailed the day of the
Before the
meeting.
vote.
It was mailed before the vote.
Proactive government there.
Well, you know, I think that our state legislatures, this needs to be brought to their attention.
They didn't respond to our last request. They blew us off.
Well, this is not about air quality or anything. This is about process, and this is about government. And I would say that there has to be some violation of some law there. I mean, this is like the five of us going back there in the back room and making a major decision. I mean, I think a county council I would like to urge the chair to have the county council direct to her to look into this issue.
Any objection to that from the board? Supervisor Smith, comment?
Well, I find it very odd that we're talking all of a sudden today about process when yesterday's meeting was all about process and council gave lots of recommendations about process, as did the CEO, but no one was paying attention, so I don't know. I don't have any objection, no.
I'll be happy to look into it if that's the board's
Thank you, ma'am.
decision.
Thank you, ma'am. There are members of the public, I believe they're anticipating an item that was on the agenda addendum. And so at this point, I'm going to move to have this board sit as the Mendocino County Redevelopment Agency to take up item 1, which is approval of a letter of Board of Directors of the Alex Warbaugh Gymnasium and Cultural Recreation Center regarding potential funding requests and a letter to authorize the same. It was just a report.